What is the story of Cyborg Superman? Where does he come from? And how does he fit into the DC universe? As there have been a few variations of Superman, I wanted to cover one that I liked a lot. The origins of this character date back to the adventures of Superman. In issue number 466, we learn about a man named Hank Henshaw. He was an astronaut, and along with 3 other members aboard his ship, they ran into trouble during their mission. There was an incident on board, so they were forced to return to Earth, but it wasn't easy. They were exposed to radiation during some testing in space, and when they landed, they saw the effects on their health. His wife Jill was starting to fade from existence, while Steven's body completely transformed into a being full of radiation. They end up going to LexCorp in search of help and run into Superman. Hank mentions a solar flare from the sun ended up hitting their ship. This is when Superman recounts his battle with the Eradicator. Just a few days ago, he threw the Eradicator into the sun, and this caused a solar flare. Deep down inside, Superman feels responsible for what happened to Hank and his team. As the radiation is affecting everyone much more, his wife is fading into another dimension. Hank is in more pain. Steven's mind is becoming more unstable. And as for Hank, well, let's just say he's seen better days. Steven ends up losing his mind from the radiation exposure. Superman tries to stop him, but Steven flies into the sun and dies. Hank ends up dying at a computer terminal in LexCorp. His last words to Superman was his desire to save his wife. By using more radiation exposure, it was their only option in trying to cure them. They had no other choice at this point in time. The procedure ends up saving Terry's life, and her body is whole again. But Jim's emotional and physical pain led him to take his own life. He could not live with what happened to him. The story of Hank is then continued in issue number 468 of the same series. While his wife was mentally unstable from her experience, she still manages to live with her memories. Hank transferred his consciousness into the computer terminal and formed a body out of mechanical parts. He tries to visit his wife, but she cannot accept what he's become. His presence puts her into a coma. Fortunately for Hank, his body was not bound to mechanical parts. By using an electrical socket, he can leave that body and travel elsewhere. Superman ends up meeting Hank at NASA and discovers what happened to him. Hank was able to assume a different form. It was just a more difficult transition. Now losing his wife and his body, Hank takes an interest in the mysteries of the cosmos. By using the communications tower at NASA, Hank beams his consciousness into the birthing matrix that carried Superman from Krypton to Earth. Hank molded the parts into a small device and he took to the stars, traveling to explore the cosmos to discover its secrets. Superman, however, tried to stop him, but was unable to do so. Details about Hank's journey are explained in the comic book Superman, issue number 81. This story takes place after Doomsday has killed Superman. Hank's journey would take him far into space until he arrived at Paraton 5, which was a simple planet with limited technology. But this planet was conquered by the warrior Mongol. He was forced to flee Warworld by Superman, so this planet was the best he could take. But Mongol vowed to get revenge on Superman, some way, somehow. When Hank landed on the planet, he was just seeking knowledge, but this was accomplished by bonding with a host. This is when he learned about Mongol. By using Mongol's ship, Hank formed a human-like body. To prove he was superior, he used only one method of persuasion: pain, and even Mongol had a threshold. Hank would then lay out his plan. If Mongol assisted him, he would allow Mongol to take control of Earth. Hank would also use Superman's genetic code from within the birthing matrix to become Cyborg Superman. Now in issue number 78, Cyborg Superman returns to Earth after Doomsday was defeated and the real Superman was being healed. Knowing Doomsday would be a problem if he ever wakes up, he retrieves the body and goes into space. Doomsday is tied up to an asteroid, and Cyborg Superman scans deep into space and finds the perfect trajectory. He throws Doomsday in a path that will not intersect any planet, moon, or galaxy. Doomsday will just drift into space forever. He believes he is the real Superman and claims this body is his new form. While his memory is slightly affected when he returns to Earth, he does remember a farm and also the first person who named him Superman, which was Lois Lane. These were things only the real Superman would know. His body is later examined by Professor Hamilton. The DNA testing matches up with the real Superman. Cyborg Superman would go on to stop an assassination attempt on the president, which occurred directly outside the White House. Using his powers and advanced technology, he defeated the group and saved the president's life. The president then thanked him and was given a personal communications device. If they ever needed his help, they could contact him this way. Cyborg Superman gained the trust of the people and was seen as the one true Superman. Later on, Mongol and his followers would arrive near Earth and destroy a satellite from LexCorp. Cyborg Superman is aware of this, but does not tell anyone that he is part of this invasion. This story takes place when Eradicator, Man of Steel, Superboy, and the resurrected Superman are included. Cyborg Superman plays along with them, pretending to be part of the team, but in fact, he has his own evil plan. He continues to lie to the humans within the White House, saying he could not stop the destruction of Coast City, which was caused by the alien ship. Nobody knows his secret, that Mongol and the other aliens are under his command. The next target is Metropolis. The resurrected Superman explains that he used a Kryptonian warsuit to get here, but he still has not regained the full amount of his powers. While he struggles to convince Lois Lane and the others that he is the real Superman, no one believes him. They get the news that Coast City was destroyed and that Cyborg Superman was there. Mongol is trying to rebuild his war world on Earth. While Mongol revels in his plan, Cyborg Superman has to remind him that the true leader of this attack is him. Mongol will be allowed to satisfy his bloodlust in this war, while Cyborg Superman gets revenge on Earth and Superman. As the story continues, Cyborg Superman would reveal who he really is, Hank Henshaw, master of technology. He returned to destroy Earth and put the blame on Superman. The Eradicator was also brought back, but he's now different. He also aided in Superman's resurrection. Superman's body was taken and placed in the healing baths of the Matrix Chamber. The Eradicator's mission was to protect the integrity of Kryptonian life. Superman's death ended up awakening the Eradicator. With his powers, Kryptonian technology, and Earth's ideal environment, Superman was able to heal. By the end of the story, Cyborg Superman uses a plug connected to a Kryptonian crystal. The radiation would destroy Superman in his weakened state, and this is when the Eradicator sacrifices himself to protect Superman, the last Kryptonian. But he's unable to stop the radiation blast, therefore, both of them take the full force. They were once enemies, but now linked together in pain. As Mongrel is defeated by the Green Lantern, he and the others try to find Superman, but they only find the body of the Eradicator. But Superman was alive. When the kryptonite passed through the Eradicator, he processed the energy with his own, altered it, and restored Superman's powers. Superman ends up vibrating his arm so fast that it destroys the cyborg's body. Even though they won the battle, they believe that Hank Henshaw is still out there somewhere. The death of Superman sparked a big interest in the story, which also led to a lot of feedback from the fans. Knowing that Superman could die put a great deal of sorrow on everyone. The one true savior of justice and peace was defeated by Doomsday, a being of pure hatred, terror, and strength. But Superman's death was not in vain. This also led to the formation of the Justice League and other stories expanding from this event. While there have been other stories about Cyborg Superman, this video was meant to cover the origins of this character. Did you like anything about Cyborg Superman? Tell me in the comment section. If you want to see more videos about the lore of characters, then subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. You can also follow me on Twitter or Instagram. Thanks for watching. My name is Carlos, or Acid Glow, and I'll see you in the next video.